is to still have it done this year, so in the next couple of leaves. We normally wait for a partial application to the winter once the leaves fall and everything else is tightened up on the grounds. And again, we do have money for that, so we're going to dress up the neighborhood a little bit, and that's roughly going to run the association around $7,000. And again, there are certain things that as we go in and year out that are, you know, the board has an obligation to try and maintain the overall look of the property. And as the funding does build and we get a little bit more fiscally sound, those are the types of things that we'll continue to carry out. Let's see. The next page is the actual budget for 2012. We had lengthy discussion as a board about the management fee, which we held. And that's all I'll say about that. But the bottom line is that we adjusted a number of the numbers, and what I did was I put in 2010 numbers, and we put in 2011 actual numbers through the end of November. So we'll firm those up. I won't continue to give you that many columns going forward, but the neighborhood is still, we're still tweaking certain things in the neighborhood. And again, the biggest thing is, as we get better at either having the members pay their bills, it'll increase the amount of revenue that we have to work with, and we can apply it to certain things here. We're able to take care of the neighborhood for the most part. There have been minimal repairs. You know, we repaired a few sidewalks. There are a couple of projects that we have to take care of in the immediate future, namely the maintenance on the detention ponds has to be done. How we go about doing that might be a little bit different, but bottom line is there's certain obligations we have to the county prior to getting fines and things of that nature. And we've been lucky up to this point, but there's a couple of things we still need to address. There's also still, you know, improvements that could be made to some of the roads, although always hesitate to hold the board off on doing any additional work along those lines until the community's built out, just by the nature of the weights of the vehicles that travel on those roads. The other adjustments, we under budgeted a lot for water. While the membership number didn't change year in and year out, we get better numbers going forward, and it just costs a lot of money, you know, to supply everyone with water. One of the features you get when you live in a reserve at Ivy Creek is your water is paid for. The concern about that is you got several people that don't pay and get their water paid for. The problem is that the documents do not allow us to actually shut their water off at this point in time. Electric also was adjusted a little bit higher. It does have a little bit to do with a number of the buildings that were bank owned and weren't occupied by anybody are now occupied by people. So hence the water price has gone up a little bit as far as allotment. The last sheet is pretty much a snapshot of, you know, the highlights for the association. And again, as I reiterate, there's 18 properties did transition. Some sold, some just transitioned from bank owned to a member. It's a good thing because it puts somebody in the house, which is good. So we've got, you know, more eyes on the neighborhood. We've got people paying assessments, and that's a good thing. Again, the capital contribution was huge. Our budgeting numbers went down for next year relative to how much, you know, money we're going to actually take in. I don't see us turning over that many properties in the next year.